What if I told you that the future of an entire people rested on the courage of one hidden queen, a Jewish orphan girl who rose to power in the Persian Empire? She kept her identity secret for 5 years, and when her people faced annihilation, she risked everything in a single desperate act. Her name was Esther. Her story is not a fairy tale. It is a political thriller filled with banquets, assassins, pride, and betrayal. And it reveals how God can place an ordinary person in an extraordinary position for such a time as this. Our story begins in the lavish palace of Xerxes, king of Persia. It was the 3rd year of his reign, and he threw a banquet that lasted 180 days. Gold goblets, marble courts, a king showing off his power. But then came scandal. At the height of his drunken feast, Xerxes demanded Queen Vashti display her beauty before the nobles. She refused. A single act of defiance shook the empire. The king's advisors panicked. If the queen could disobey, what would stop every wife in the empire from mocking her husband? So Xerxes banished Vashti, and a search began for a new queen. Young women from across the empire were taken into the king's harem. It was not voluntary. They endured 12 months of oils, perfumes, and treatments before they would be called before the king. For those not chosen, life meant confinement in the harem forever. Among them was Esther, an orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai. Before she left, Mordecai warned her, "Do not reveal your nationality or your people." So she entered the palace with her identity hidden. When Esther's turn came, the king was captivated. Xerxes placed the royal crown on her head. The Jewish orphan became queen of the Persian Empire. At the same time, Mordecai uncovered a plot to assassinate the king. He exposed it through Esther, and the conspirators were executed. The report was written in the royal chronicles, though Mordecai received no reward. Enter Haman, the king's new right-hand man. All officials bowed to him, except Mordecai. Day after day, Mordecai stood while others knelt. Haman's pride turned to fury. It was not enough to punish one man. Haman plotted to destroy all the Jews in the empire. He cast lots, the Purim, to choose the date. Then he told the king, "There is a people scattered throughout your kingdom who keep themselves separate. It is not in your best interest to tolerate them. Let a decree be issued to destroy them." Xerxes agreed. A decree went out. On one day, every Jew in the empire was to be killed and their property seized. When Mordecai heard the decree, he tore his clothes. He put on sackcloth and ashes and wailed at the palace gate. Esther sent him clothes, but he refused. Instead, he sent her the decree and a message. "Go to the king. Beg for mercy. Plead for your people." But Esther replied, "No one may enter the king's presence uninvited. The law is death unless he extends the golden scepter. He has not called me in 30 days. Mordecai answered with words that still echo, "Do not think you will escape because you are in the palace. If you remain silent, deliverance will arise from another place, but you and your family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your position for such a time as this?" Esther replied, "Gather all the Jews of Susa. Fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days. I and my maids will fast as well. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish." On the 3rd day, Esther put on her royal robes and stood in the inner court. The king saw her. He extended the golden scepter. Esther lived, but she did not rush. Instead, she invited the king and Haman to a banquet. There, she invited them to another. The suspense grew. That night, the king could not sleep. He ordered the royal chronicles read to him, and there he discovered the forgotten story of Mordecai saving his life. He asked, "What honor has been given to this man?" The servants answered, "Nothing." The next morning, Haman entered to request Mordecai's execution. But before he could speak, the king asked, "What should be done for the man the king delights to honor?" Haman, certain it was himself, proposed a royal robe, a crown, and a parade through the city. The king said, "Excellent. Do just as you have described for Mordecai." Haman was humiliated, forced to honor the man he hated most. At the second banquet, the king asked again, "Queen Esther, what is your request?" "Even half the kingdom, it will be granted." Esther replied, "If I have found favor, grant me my life, and spare my people, for we have been sold to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated." The king asked, "Who is he? Where is the man who dared to do this?" Esther pointed, "An adversary and enemy, this vile Haman." Haman begged for his life, but it was too late. He was executed on the very gallows he had built for Mordecai. But Haman's death did not erase the first decree. In Persia, no royal law could be revoked. So Xerxes issued a second decree. The Jews were given the right to assemble and defend themselves. The balance of power had shifted. When the appointed day arrived, the enemies of the Jews prepared to attack. But the Jews stood their ground. Officials supported them, fearing Mordecai's rising power. Across the empire, the Jews triumphed. What was meant to be their destruction became their victory. The day was established as the Feast of Purim, named after the lots Haman had cast. It remains a celebration of deliverance to this day. The story ends with Mordecai elevated to second in command of the empire. The orphan's guardian became the protector of his people, and Esther, the hidden queen, became the revealed savior of her nation. What do we learn from Esther? First, challenges reveal purpose. Esther did not choose her moment, but when the crisis came, she was ready. Second, God can use hidden identities for his plan. What Esther concealed became the very thing God used to save her people. Third, courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting in spite of fear. If I perish, I perish. For such a time as this, your life is not random. You may have been placed exactly where you are for reasons you do not yet see. Without Esther, there might have been no return to the promised land, no lineage for Jesus. Her courage preserved the story of salvation. The story of Esther is not just history. It is a challenge. What has God positioned you for? What moment of courage will define your life? Next time, we uncover the untold story of Jonah. Not the children's tale of a whale, but the dark story of a prophet who hated God's mercy. Subscribe and join us as we continue through the untold stories of the Bible. If God could use a hidden orphan girl to save a nation, he can use you where you are. Just ask Esther.